playing in the background or something.
I know, but I can't afford the Star Trek music. Hello, my name is Kevin. We are Dirty 20 Gaming, and yeah, that's how we started this week. Welcome. It is Saturday afternoon here on the Pacific Coast, or damn near on it. And with that, it must be time for us to play Away Team, our Star Trek Adventures game. We are using the virtual tabletop Astral, astraltabletop.com. It is wonderful, amazing, marvelous, and so are the people that run it. They are top floor, and this is not a paid ad. This is a recently converted from another TTR or another VTT conviction. That's on my part, so that's straight from me. We are playing the quick start game from Astral, as where we started 5 days ago. We've left that game far behind. We are also using the art that you can see in the background here is from Pixabay. The character art is all done on Hero Forge. And that is all the technicals we need to do. Let's get to these people. First Officer Gyro tonight, played for us by Hellhounds20. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Sky Tristine, played for us by Lanny. Thank you for joining us as well. Welcome to the show this week.
Been here for a while.
I know, but this week you've only been here for a while. And we only just started. And Bison playing Pete's sake, who will not stop playing with his token no matter what game he's in.
I can't help it.
You can't help it. There was a little trident under it before. And for players like Bison, I found out that if you draw stuff on the map, I, as the GM, cannot make it go away.
What?
Oh, don't tell the artist that.
I know. So yeah, in case anybody else wants to draw on my maps, two of you already have. Here we go. I shouldn't have mentioned it. Now they're all spinning. Okay, Bison playing Pete's sakes for us this evening, and returning from a hiatus that we will cover very, very briefly here. Solan, played for us by Nick. That's enough of that. I've been waiting a week to see how you guys respond to this reunion. But before we get to the reunion, we have to explain what happened in between. We know what happened to one group. Y'all damn near died. If it hadn't been for a little box in the ruins, it probably would have been like 3 and you're out. One of those, okay, TPK, what are we doing next week kind of games. But luckily that didn't happen.
And instead we made pet rocks.
Instead you made pet rocks, and you traveled all about the place, and you found out something very, very important about quaints. One at a time they're idiots, but in a whole bush they are a hive mind who is capable, amongst who knows what else, of teleportation. During that period of time, the Romulans bombed the hell out of where you were, causing tremendous amounts of damage to that biosphere. And also sent in a number of pods, one of which seems to have survived its trip to the surface. That's you three. Solan, being the ever-logical Vulcan that you are, it has occurred to you that this is before you left the village. Hold on, I'm just adjusting some volumes here. I'm very, very loud. Okay, that should be better. It has occurred to you that one of the very last readings you got off your tricorder before it stopped working for any real distances is that there is something very much like an electromagnetic signal coming from a direction other than the signal that these three are off to go and find in the morning. It doesn't appear to be related, but there's no way it's not important. It's also, as you do now, you're now sort of reduced to doing the rest of this with the equivalent of pen and paper, or probably being unprepared, probably a stick in the sand. You do the math and realize you're not, that where that point is, which is not that far from you, is the pole of this planet, one of the poles, to the north or south. And that this electromagnetic activity, which normally would be concentrated at a pole, but there's a pattern to it that seems to imply, if not
Okay.
intelligence, at least
So
logic.
I'm investigating it.
Yes.
So logically, something might be attempting to modulate the magnetic poles of the planet.
Exactly. And with that realization, you look
You
at your
apparently-
three.
Yeah, you apparently sent us a letter and then
Yes.
ran off.
I was just going to say, you look at your three sleeping companions and realize that for what you are going to need, the skills you're going to need to go and figure that out, you have. You do not need, taking them with you would not benefit your cause. And you, short of them hurting themselves, are not a benefit going with them on their trip. That needs to be dealt with, but this could also be important. So, the needs of the many outweighing the needs of the few, or in this case, the one. Sue me if you will. It's a great quote. You leave them a note to this effect, and I had to make the executive GM decision. You pissed off looking to the poll to see what this was.
Yeah, I could see doing that.
Yeah, okay, good. I didn't break it too bad.
I mean, they want to go explore the derelict ship, and there might be something with the poles. We can't go
Yes.
at the same time, and they need more people with the derelict ship than we need for the poles. So I'm going to go do it with the pole.
And they ended up not going to the derelict ship, but you have no way of knowing that.
That's where we were going last time I checked.
Yep, absolutely. That was the plan. So you head off in the direction of the pole. It's easy to follow, even with a broken tricorder. It's easy to find it. And you're heading in that
piece of iron.
Yeah, exactly. You're not that far out of camp, maybe sort of 4 or 5 hours. This planet is strange. The biospheres are clearly artificial. Like the area that the village was in is desolate desert. You don't know that. Well, you were told by the locals that the area under this bubble is a lush jungle. And as you leave this desert behind, what you find is a very northern, temperate, rocky, sort of lightly forested land. And it's, again, there's like, the break is bang, and beyond that, there's this new environment. And not far into that, you see a clear and obvious trap. It's a log that has been cut, and it's got the 2 ropes on it, and it's been pulled back, and there's a rope holding it in position, and a really obvious tripwire across the path. But they didn't even take the leaves off the vine that they used on the tripwire.
Okay, so somebody's clearly here.
Mm-hmm. What is it that you do in this situation?
Well, if you leave a trap like that, it means you're likely nearby.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to pull the trap and step back.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's really blatant, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you just yoink and step back, and the log.
Once it settles, kind of listen to see if anything's rustling the sides.
There is not, but
Okay.
on the log is a piece of paper stuck under the bark, like just a little scrap of paper stuck under the bark.
Okay. Seems a little excessive for a note, but a note is, I guess, something. So he's going to pick up and read the note.
Yeah. You open it up, and it is an itemized receipt for every single part of this trap, even the parts you hadn't noticed. Like you look around, it's like log, this amount, vines, this amount, pins holding vines, this amount. On one side. On the other side, there's a series of numbers, one larger and one smaller, that over the course, as they're each crossed out, and as it's going down the page, they get a little closer and a little closer and a little closer. And then finally at the bottom, there's a final number that's circled.
He's paying it off.
It's the itemized bill presented by a contractor, and then the argument over how much it's going to cost.
Wow, that's excessive. So I'm going to leave the list with the log,
We can tuck it back in. Yeah.
and he's gonna keep on his way, but knowing that there are kind of traps, kind of keeping an eye out for,
Yeah.
assuming that somebody's likely put a second, potentially more, well, less obvious trap nearby.
Well, he actually had a review of what's going to be part of every trap, so he knows exactly what to look for.
At least that particular trap.
Well, no,
I'm assuming
'cause
that particular trap, unless there were more parts on the list, then
I'm sorry, dude. I'm half expecting an Acme crate to be sitting off to the side.
Oh no, it's far worse than that.
Far worse than that. I know exactly what
You
it was,
continue on. It's funny how the way you phrased it. I'll let you go watch it in the replay. It said what the words you used, but yes. So as you move forward away from this code, sort of keeping a eye out now, ahead of you on the trail, a couple kilometers past here, is a small figure dressed in. It's almost like bandoliers and a lot of leather. Quite small, very large head, very large predominant ears, very prominent ears. And they've got a little something in their hand that looks like a communicator, and they're poking at it and swearing in a language you don't understand. I paid good money for this as you come into range.
yeah, figuring they're busy and knowing that their communicator is probably going to stop working within a day or two, I'm going to just keep going towards the pole.
Okay.
Unless they stop me for some reason.
Okay. Yeah. As you get a little closer, he looks up and, oh, there you are. Oh, I've been waiting for you. You found the calling card?
If that's what you want to call it.
So we're friends, right?
I shouldn't be muted, but I should because that laughter would have killed the whole stream.
I wouldn't be so certain on your particular words of use,
But I didn't kill you.
acquaintances.
I could have, but I didn't. That means we're friends, right? You owe me 246. 246, like it said on the sheet. We're friends.
No.
Do you happen to know where the pole is, sir?
That would be information. And the thing with information is it's not free.
Okay.
I can tell you
And
exactly
you're
where the
telling
pole
me-
is. You know how much that costs?
As
246.
he's talking
Okay.
to someone who probably has no concept
So-
of money.
As he said 246, I'm going to tell him where I know the exact location is. Tell them that we're even. I've told them the information worth 246 and move on.
Shit, you're good at this. Oh, my brother's gonna kill me. But wait. I got an offer.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, here's the offer. I will leave you alone if you agree not to turn on any more of those things.
I believe this agreement can be held as long as they're as well hidden as the one before.
The biggest question might be, for someone who's too logical, if you're making an agreement, what are these things? How do you agree to these things?
Yeah, Vulcan would never agree to vagaries. Never.
Well, what I'm saying is I'm only saying that if I can see the trap, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving myself a loophole anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean the traps. That's a friendship thing. I told you could see it, so it didn't kill you. That means we're friends. You're not very smart. No, the things that are making the ships crash. Your other people, they're on the way to shut one off.
And what is it worth to you?
I mean, turn one on. I'm confused. You confused me. You don't get this at all. 246. I told you how many times. Oh, you paid me
And
for
I've
that
given
shit.
you information worth 246.
Oh, I hate you. Oh,
Then let me leave.
I will. But don't turn any more of them on or off. Don't change them. How are we
And you're
supposed to sell the
saying-
rights to something if it's already been used?
So you're saying that you found them in a on state.
We didn't even find them. We just know they're here. We heard you guys looking. We heard the Romulans looking. I don't care what it does. I know I can sell the rights to it, but not if they're all done. Like, who buys broken eggs?
Attempts to enter the atmosphere dies.
Well, right now, yeah. That is a problem, but that can be my problem. It kind of is my problem. My ship crashed, too.
Then I believe you might have a bigger problem than negotiating with me.
Oh, no, I sent out a radio call. It got through there. I offered a lot of money. There's going to be a race to come and pick me up.
That's
Just
gonna be a
don't-
lot.
Just don't let them push any more buttons. How hard could it be? You monkeys are always pushing buttons.
Any more buttons?
Well, they're
There's some
about
of
to
these
go
push
do
buttons in
this.
the
Too
past.
late to stop that. They're inside the bubble and the other one.
So, have you noticed, or how long have you been here?
Fuck it. You'll just trick me anyway. I've been here 3 days. I was going to demand money, but you're way too... How do you do that? How do you outsmart a Ferengi when it comes to money?
That would be information, unfortunately.
Oh, look at you! Oh, my brother would be so happy with you. Oh, don't let him see you. He'll disown me.
So, what you're saying is these machines that seem to be causing everybody problems,
Yes,
you don't want me to tamper with,
right.
but I may need to take a deeper look at one to figure out what it might be doing.
I'm beginning to think there's a flaw in my plan.
I mean, I don't understand what your plan is to begin with.
Can you get me off of here? And I don't mean this rock. I mean like this rock.
Jesus Christ.
My ship crashed and I still got 247 payments to pay. I can't go home.
Well, not necessarily unsure, but I don't know what we're dealing with, which you seem to have a bit more understanding of, although you cherish it for some reason, the thing that made you crash to begin with.
I'm beginning to give up on that. Can I
Okay.
just follow you, like at a distance in the trees?
I figured you would anyway.
Wow, you're so much better at this than I am. I cannot let you meet my brother. Okay, so pretend I'm not here.
And I'll just keep making my way to the pole.
And every time you look back, he's like behind a tree watching you. With that, just we got to move this along. We'll just leave it there. With that, after another day of him following you, that night, because you do have to spend one night in the forest, you sort of sit down and start to set up the. It's old school version of camp. You got to, if you want a fire, you're going to have to light a fire. And you do that?
I mean, assuming that the electronics are fried, the battery probably is still enough that I could light a fire with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. No problem at all. When you do,
You'd
you
have
see two
magnesium
big sad
strips.
Ferengi eyes in the trees looking out at you.
You would have magnesium strips for lighting a fire mechanically.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's easy. Yeah. It's in the survival kit. So yeah.
If a Boy Scout can do it, a fucking Federation.
True.
So yes, you see the Ferengi in the trees.
So, I mean, if there's anything particular you want to talk about, or we can just figure that at the very least, talking a little bit over the fire.
Yeah. Did you invite him over to the fire? He's still hiding in the trees.
If he's willing to come over, I would.
Yep. Absolutely. My name is Grok, by the way.
Rock.
It's nice to meet you. You shake hands, right? That's weird. He holds out his hand all like he's not quite sure what angle to hold it at.
I'll get it roughly, perpendicular with the ground for a handshake.
and he shakes it, looks up, way up, because I mean he's only like 4 feet, right?
Hmm.
So you're a human?
No, Vulcan.
Oh, okay. And yeah. What is it was there any information you? Okay, I'll give you what he knows. How about that? We'll do the short and sweet version, the lore drop. His brother sent him to investigate this pulse on this planet because it's obviously like anything else unknown. It could be sold. His ship crashed, and he's trying to make up for that by having a cunning plan that has completely fallen through, and he is now counting on you to rescue him. This is Baldric, basically, from Blackadder, if anybody, with a different voice, but that's who you've saved. Yes.
I mean, I'll just let him know that I am medical officer Salon, and it is not my final say whether or not we can, or my team can save him. It is up to First Officer Gyro.
Hello, Abyss Darkstar, and thank you for the raid. Hello. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
You got here just in time to sort of find one of our Vulcan medical officer having a fireside chat with a very confused and not very bright Ferengi. So now you're up to speed. Grok is fascinated with you talking about the Federation as soon as you start talking about. The first questions are obviously, how much does it pay? And you don't get, like, you don't get paid to be it's
beyond the concepts of money.
Yes. Yes, Baldric is a Ferengi, exactly.
I mean, he'd be even more confused if he actually found out that I was actually a previous, like, studying doctor that went over to the Federation. It's like, but you could have, but
so you gave up money to fly around in a spaceship and die on a foreign planet. I don't understand you tall people at all.
For something that might be plaguing my people, it's a sacrifice that's worth making.
Oh, so you will profit? Your people will pay you?
No. Or at least not money. It might be reputation, or my name may go to, a footnote somewhere.
We'll name a hospital after you.
I stopped listening after not money. And you guys have that conversation for the whole night. Like it is literally
that's going to take the rest of the night until
just
one of us falls asleep. Yeah, no.
You can't get through to him that there's something other than financial gain behind what you're doing. And he cannot get through to you that might be a valid way of looking at the world. So with that, the next morning, exhausted
with bits of Vulcan history on how they've evolved past the need for capitalism, like 1,500 years ago.
Everybody makes mistakes. that's the conversation, right? Anyway, in the morning, exhausted, throat tired, and having gotten no sleep. As the sun comes up, you see around you a circle of sleeping wild animals. You put them all to bed. But anyway, you continue on, and as soon as you start walking, Grok falls back into the trees behind you.
Yep.
You see just at that time a number of re-entries of dumb canisters, essentially, right? Dropped on parachutes, like we do recovering spacecraft when we did the Apollo missions, right? Like it's thing on a string with a parachute on it. In other words, no computers. You see 3 of them enter the atmosphere, but only one of them survives to the surface. Shortly after that, and possibly more worrying, off to one side, actually this happened yesterday, but never mind, narratively speaking, you see a bombardment from space. It's the same idea as these, but there's no parachutes. This is just kinetic masses being dropped from space. And there's just a row of them just bang, 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 bang.
The Romulans are just getting rid of their garbage.
Going right across where you know the power source is, where your 3 crewmates went.
Yeah, no, somebody's probably hurt. As much as I really want to figure out what's going on with this pole, we're gonna head over there.
Yep.
So as much as I'm sure this, rock behind me is not gonna know why I'm taking a 90 and going.
Yep.
After going towards the explosions, not away.
Yep.
That's
And you
where
do.
I go.
You start heading in that direction. And you hear behind you confused noises in the forest, for sure. But as you
Confused
get closer
noises.
and closer, you after part of a day, you cross their paths. They've gone this way, and you've gone here, and you found their path and start to follow them. There's 3 sets of footprints. They all appear to be okay, and you start to follow. Yeah, it's confused Ferengi noises trailing behind you in the trees. As we're right at the closing stages of putting you guys back together now. So this went a little longer than I thought it would, but not much. You start to head, and you realize now back towards the pole. That's where they're headed. And you sort of quicken your pace, and as you get closer, you see this on the horizon. You see where the pole must be, because there's these little green toroids. Hundreds of them. And you realize right away they're riding the magnetic field lines. So they go straight up, and then they curve and drop back down. And then straight up and drop back down. There's thousands of them in this circular formation around the pole. You figure out as you get closer and closer, they're feeding off of the magnetic energy. These are magnetovores. Something completely new in the universe. You hurry up your step to find them even closer. You see one of them straight off the top. It doesn't turn and come back down. It just keeps going up that central beam. And as it does, it gets brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter, and then it explodes. At the second it explodes, you give me a reason and science.
Yeah,
I got my cheat sheet. Yeah,
Classic. All over again?
Give me a reason and science, you bet.
Nope,
Magical
doesn't do
donut
anything.
monsters, indeed. Magnetic donuts. They're the worst kind.
Especially if you have fillings.
Oh, they stick to your ribs.
We got one.
You got a success, yes. That's perfect. 1 success. It's the moment it explodes, you may or may not have seen something come from the magnetosphere above it and strike it. It may not have blown up. It may have been blown up. And as you get closer and closer, you're watching this whole cycle and waiting and waiting and waiting for another one to go. Another one goes straight up. This time you're watching for it. Give me another reason and science.
Reason science. Let us roll with that.
We don't talk about focus this time.
Yeah, that's okay. 1 more success. You absolutely, we were watching for it this time. It's heading up, getting brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. And then bang, it's hit almost like a missile by what looks like ball lightning. Very hard to see against the pale sky, but then it curves in a very unnatural way. Does 1 circle around the herd and then back up
Donut.
into the atmosphere. The donut of donuts, because there's this whole inverted stack of them. Watching this, you very nearly walk into the back of the rest of your party. Just before we do that, thank you so much for the other 3 for waiting. That was to 25 minutes it took us to get him here. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it very, very much.
That's fine.
Solan.
We have a nice executive decision that the one that almost ran into was me, because I'd like to freak out.
It would make sense that you're in the back.
The 3 of you are watching this spectacle in front of you. Solan is watching it too, and he all but walks into you. Yes. So yes, Sky, movement out of the corner of your eye. Ah, shit! And then it's Solan.
He hasn't been that expressive about things going wrong verbally.
Yeah.
Most of her expression has been, kind of kinetically.
So you leap away. The rest of you, Solana's back.
Officer Tristan, good to see you as well.
Oh, hey there, bud. Long time no see. Where you been? Go out for a hike?
Running after a pole.
Oh, you mean that one over there?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting you all to meet me here. I was heading towards it, saw a bombardment and came this way. Oh, there's also he said he was a Ferengi behind, maybe. I was more
You guys
focused
look
on
over at the
chasing you. I don't know
trees.
if he's back there.
Gyro raises an eyebrow.
That's Grok. He doesn't make a whole
He
lot
waves.
of sense, but
Can I come out?
It sounds like most stuff around here makes sense.
I'll just stay back here then. And he just goes and sits on a log.
Just like with last week, Gyro is gonna walk up to Salon. They have 2 backpacks.
Yeah.
You're gonna sling off one of them and pass it over. It is filled with survival gear and medical supplies.
Yes, that's right, because you guys got the
thank
count.
you. So this must be what was in the intact drop capsule, or part of it.
Yes.
Oh, there was more than one. That's probably where the
I
car
forgot.
was.
I forgot one thing. Sorry, you saw the 3 parachute attempts, 2 of which burned up. The other one that came in and landed, and then shortly thereafter, I completely forgot. You saw another one that had a Starfleet parachute.
Oh,
Yeah.
2 separate.
Yeah, because remember, you guys also saw the drop of 3, where the 2 of them burned up on re-entry, and then only the one
Sure.
came in on the parachute, and then the other one was just your
Yeah.
survival pack.
And we
We
went
were-
for the Starfleet one because that's the one we recognize.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. One was green and blue, and the other one, had actually had the Starfleet logo on it. I remember now.
So now that you're closer, you can see these toroids as they ride the wave down. They get to the ground and they sort of almost bounce, but they don't quite get to the ground. They're not bouncing off the physical surface. They're bouncing off the magnetic force of the actual land itself. And then they come off of the magnetic line and drift to the center. It's almost like watching kids at a log ride. It's just drift, and then boom, off they go again. And as they go up, they start to glow up. They're feeding.
I'm gonna pull out a vial of iron shavings out of my toolkit, and I just want to see how it reacts.
Okay. That is interesting. You're right here at the pole. It's whatever this is. It's not like you hold them out in your hand. It's not strong enough to make them sort of stand up. It's not a particularly powerful magnetic field. But whatever these things are, have managed to feed off of it.
Okay.
It's like,
So-
if you were at the North Pole of Earth with magnetic filings in your hand, it wouldn't do anything weird. I don't think.
Yeah, no, they don't. I don't think they do.
Your compass
Okay,
would be
so
all
it's-
messed up, but your
Yeah.
tricorder's messed up anyway. So yeah.
Gravitational force is one of the weakest forces in the universe.
So yeah, I was just seeing if it was like particularly weird now that we're so close
Yep.
to the pole.
Not really, no.
So we should probably point out, just for what Salon is seeing, we're all a little roughed up and maybe a
Yes.
little bit burnt.
That is true, yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
We smell
whenever
faintly of
Gyro
roast chicken.
and whenever Gyro is like paying attention to something else, their arm will start trembling until they notice it, and then it'll slowly stop trembling, and then their leg will start going.
Yes, and yeah, they are
That might be
bruised.
medically concerning.
Yeah, they are bruised and battered.
Pete's
All of
own
them.
responses are a little idiosyncratic because he's normally okay 90% of the time, but Fox Sakes used to be from around here. He was kind of a bounty hunter, and dealing with Ferengis, he doesn't trust them. So every once in a while, his demeanor completely changes, and you see Pete just sort of glare at where Grok is, and then he just goes right back to normal.
Every time Grok just goes,
It's just this quick, just sort of like random peer, death daggers, and then back to normal, like nothing happened.
So I guess with the team looks beat up, does anything look medically pressing that should be kind of dealt with now?
I don't think anybody took any like on their sheet wounds, right?
No.
No.
No, it
You-
was all just a near death experience. So yeah, they're
was all
dirty
cinematic.
and filthy and scratched and bruised, but not in any way physically lessened.
So I just took a
How's the
quick glance
box
kind of over.
reacting?
Yeah,
I don't know what this box is or where it is.
Boxes in Pete's arms.
Yeah, I took the box with me. Yeah.
yeah, it is neutral. It is
Yeah.
not doing anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm always curious to see how the box reacts to pretty much anything new on this planet.
Absolutely, makes perfect sense. So you do a quick once round. Pete's fine. Sky is pre-existing condition only.
What do you mean pre-existing?
The arm.
Your arm.
Oh,
Arm.
that- yeah, I guess that.
yeah. And this is where it gets slightly more complicated. There's the word. Gyro. The doctor has requested to examine you.
Yeah.
What is your response to that?
I'm going to look at Solan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give a half smile. I'll be fine once we end this interference, but if it is really pressing, it'll put you at ease. I will allow it, just not around the others.
It's understandable, first officer. It becomes more of a problem. I may have to supersede your wishes.
You
He's
know,
doing science stuff.
as
He's
the
playing
medical
around.
officer, he has that right. He could demand it at any point. So,
Yeah.
But yes,
I mean, Gyro's not
Only
saying
for
no.
medical
Like
reasons.
if at any point he needs to, just let him know.
One thing, by the way, that was is what I was thinking when you were talking about physical conditions.
Yep.
With all the trauma of just walking away from a life-threatening incident,
oh yeah,
with how much you'd expect Sky to be on edge with that. And if medical involves psychiatric medical, you would realize Sky is actually doing better than she should be.
Well, she's the quaint Kuva Ma, of course.
yeah.
Sorry, had to throw in the Star Trek lore there.
I didn't get it.
The Kuva Mach is like the Klingon Messiah. It's like Genghis Khan and Jesus all rolled up into one.
Yes, and the Quaints do have a certain, they
Affinity.
certainly gave you something to think about at the very least. Anyway,
I mean, they love me apparently.
yes, they're very interested in all of you.
I left the rock behind.
Supposedly, I put a whole bunch of them to sleep last night. Among the other animals.
There was quaints and like these these fungusy things that are on the trees. I mentioned those too. They're just they look like a knot on the side of a tree. Every once in a while, they kind of look at you and then move around to stay in the shadows. But some of them, you actually put them to sleep, so they're in the sunny side of the tree, looking like a shadowed side. It's bad. Yeah.
And occasionally you hear in the trees, money, money, money.
He's counting leaves, piling up. The yellow leaves are worth 3 red leaves.
I
Yeah.
was trying to imitate the things that made the whoop type sounds.
But
But are saying the one word that came up the whole time?
Yeah.
Money, money.
Yeah. As you guys are getting reacquainted, you hear this time. You're finally close enough. Hear is a strong word. There's sort of a vibration that feels like nothing you've ever felt before, because it is a burst of electromagnetic energy that's so strong it's impinging on your nervous systems and other systems that you may or may not have. One of these rings has hit the bottom of the magnetic field lines and has started to vibrate and glow, and it starts to accelerate faster than usual up the tube. Very quickly figure out this one's going to go out the top, like one every once in a while does.
One's gonna pop.
Any other
Well, at least
responses?
it's gonna pop well fed. like gyro is blinking hard, like when you're trying to clear your vision.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Watching this thing go up because that's happening inside a tube of all of these falling ones. It's like looking through a waterfall at an upward waterfall
Yeah.
with an even faster upward waterfall in the middle of it, right?
Yep. Pete's taking notes and doing calculations to
Yep.
see what.
These things are showing signs of having no mass. The accelerations do not, it doesn't, it just hits it and bam.
So either no
They're
mass
beings
or
composed entirely of energy, Jim.
Energy has a mass. It has an atomic mass.
So it'd be
If they have
either
physical
no
form.
mass or so low density that it's not even.
What you're seeing is a physical manifestation of a field. There is no thing there.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing how that something that's outside of your field of vision, outside of your electromagnetic spectrum that you can see,
Yeah.
that is causing this effect.
So lots of magentas and cyans.
Yes, yes,
Colors that don't exist.
yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Pete's kind of just sort of mental commentary.
Yeah.
Like just sort of constantly, oh well, that's the magnetic field. I'm not supposed to be able to see that. And
So,
kind of listening to Sakes say, or yeah, we're not supposed to see that. Solon immediately goes to the idea that, especially if we're feeling something in the nervous system, that it's actually stimulating the ocular nerve just a little bit, which is why we're seeing something.
in that case, everybody's just grabbing their stuff.
I'm just trying to figure out where we're going from.
So, as you're looking around and trying to figure this out, I'm sorry, what was it again? I looked at the map for a second and forgot what you said.
Solon was saying that.
Solon was going to kind of.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Solon. Why don't you tell me?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Because you said that it was kind of stimulating the nervous system. That
Yes.
magnetic field might
Thank
also
you.
be stimulating the ocular nerve.
Yes, thank you very much. Perfect. You look at your three other companions, and they are, as much as they're paying attention, they're looking a bit blissed out. Like they're just sort of staring at this. You do a quick inventory. You don't seem to be affected in any way.
The math just gets harder and harder.
The other three, now that you mention it, I need insight and command, please.
Oh, fun.
Does my tricorder still work?
No.
Barely. What would you like to know? Just
I
moving you
was
guys
going to
back
try
up here
that
because
test
reasons.
on any of the three of them for that genetic marker.
For that, you could get close enough, and no, it's not that.
Not that. Okay.
It is. You're looking at what they're looking at. It appears to be. You're absolutely right. This electromagnetic field is affecting their emotional states directly, which is why it's
So-
not affecting yours.
Before my
Oh.
roll, I should ask if quantum mechanics is involved.
I'm going to give it to you this time. Yes. In 5 episodes. Here you go. Oh, no.
No, something
Wait.
fucked up.
Oh, wait a minute. It didn't roll. No, you're right. Oh, yes, it did. Insight and command, your total was 9 for those two
I
added
see.
together? Because, yeah, it rolled a 14 and an 11.
Oh, okay.
So, unfortunately...
It's like rolling 2d20s for advantage, and you get 2 nat ones.
Yes.
Well,
at
no,
least-
but it's
Don't
not
forget,
one.
guys, you can burn your... you guys still have 6 momentum. It carries over from scene to scene, so you've still got that if you want to add stuff later on. But in this instance, yeah, you do not notice that. But maybe this is partially why you appear to be so calm.
I didn't do as bad as fumbling at all.
No, not at
No
all.
fumbles.
You just failed to notice that something has affected your state of mind. Pete, You're naturally happy. This might be challenging for you. Insight and command?
I got a one.
Oh,
Success.
you did it there. You got one success. You catch yourself, like you're doing the math, and you catch yourself just going, oh, geez, that's pretty. Oh, right. And you have to go back and like keep doing the math over and over. You're having a hard time concentrating.
We've done the same question or same
Yeah.
calculation like 4 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely
The ones you
different
normally
results.
do automatically, you're having to think about.
Hmm.
If she's in a,
Gyro, before
if Sky's in a trance, by the way,
not
she's
trans,
well,
no, just happy.
she's probably then just drawing things in the air.
Yeah.
For
just,
the first time
you're
since
just
we landed.
unworried. Yes. Gyro,
Unworried.
before you roll, does it make sense for you to roll?
I already rolled because you told me to, and I
Okay.
follow orders.
Well, that works.
I was waiting patiently.
Thank you.
To ask, would Gyro even be affected by this?
That's basically what I was asking you, and you sound like the answer is no. So it's your character. So, no,
I think-
yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Or at the very least, it's really difficult for it to affect them.
Yes. Yes.
You get
and
like
in
a
that
little
case-
pop-up warning, electromagnetic
But this can still work.
interference.
It didn't affect you, but at that particular moment when Solan looked around, you were putting down a vibration. So again, you also looked distracted. So that's why Solan saw 3 distracted people.
I
Yeah.
probably stand out like a sore thumb because it's like, wait, Sky's relaxed? What the hell?
Yeah. So Solan, yes, 2 of them are under the influence of this field. Doesn't appear to be harmful in any way, but they are clearly affected by it.
Man, this is like freshman year all over again.
Now Gyro's looking around. Are all the voices in Pete's head like those aliens from Toy Story just going, ew, just staring at his claw?
Yeah, just various states of blissed out. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna roll this 3 more or 4 more times, see what happens.
Oh, for your trills, yes.
Yeah.
2
Wow.
successes, 1
Fox,
success.
Maya,
Yeah.
Christ, and the first.
Oh!
Yeah. So the original Sakes
Yeah,
is the one who fumbled.
right.
The mercenary and the doctor got 2, and the naturalist got 1.
Oh, you know what this means? This means that the old person that you put in a home, it fell for the scam phone call, and nobody else did. That's what happened. That's what happened in your head. It's like, oh God, no, sit down, Grandpa. Because all the other successes figure this out.
No, Grandpa, it's okay. You can cancel your 40 sweater purchases off Amazon. You're fine. We can fix this.
But I want 40 sweaters. I'm confused.
I wanted spiders, not sweaters.
They won't let you order spiders.
Better choice.
Spiders delivered by drone. Oh no, that's just portable nightmares.
Oh.
Anyway, back to this game.
It's better than UPS.
So I'm kind of noticing that there's no threat to the people right now.
Yes.
Is kind of looking around to see if there's any kind of readout or indication of the status of these anomalies, effectively, to see if this is artificial or if this is just kind of how this planet is for some reason.
You start to try and figure this out, and you hear that whistle, that noise that you felt as this thing ascends the tower of magnets. Gets louder and louder and louder, makes it really hard to concentrate this close. And you guys all look up, and you see it pop out of the top of the rest of the structure. And this time you all see this ball lightning come down and just poof, right through it. It doesn't blow up like it's physical in any way, shape, or form. It just ceases to be. It's just a flash of light and energy, and it's just gone. But this time the ball...
Bursting a cloud.
Exactly. Yes. I like it. Thank you. That's a perfect image. And it keeps coming down, and it starts to spiral around this tower of donuts. And as it's coming, it's getting lower and lower. And as it comes down, every once in a while, it darts in and sort of chases one back. They never leave, but they kind of move a little bit inside the structure.
Sheepdog.
but it is continuing to come down towards the group of you. It's getting lower every second.
Quick question: how's the Ferengi doing in all this?
I was gonna ask the
How's
same
it
thing.
going?
I was gonna ask the same thing.
All of you at the same moment kind of go, huh? And all you see is, as they used to put it in the army, heels and assholes. He is heading for the trees at a high speed, just directly away from all of this.
I should give you, though,
Yep.
if I am so entranced onto things, I wouldn't notice.
Nope, you probably
If
didn't
I am-
notice that. Yeah.
If
Oh.
I am not entranced into things, I'd be like, well, maybe I shouldn't have thought the guys I just sucked that bad.
Since we're kind of in the middle of this now, how is Sky's little hand thingy reacting? Because doesn't Sky have something that keeps their arm on their hip?
Fortunately, my hand thing is doing fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
It already gone over this.
It is a physical magnet, so its very
Oh, okay.
simplicity is saving it. Yeah.
Okay, so it's
I mean,
it's not
you
like
said
a-
it was spiraling.
Yes. Yeah. Completely unnatural behavior. This is a controlled behavior because, like I said, it keeps darting in.
During
Okay, so it's
character
starting in,
creation-
not necessarily outwards.
During character creation, we even brought up, how would my hand react to magnets?
Yep.
And it was there is no effect from magnetic interference.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Some people would think it's because I knew it was coming. Those people would have been wrong. So, Solan, you are putting. I can see you thinking. What is your plan? What is your thought?
Well, his first thought is making sure that nobody's in the direct path of this, particularly if it's going in, just making sure nobody's within kind of the cylinder going upwards of
Yep.
basically
Mhm.
the rotating magnets, just to make sure nobody's about to get hit by the thing.
It is
Or-
absolutely looks like it's coming down with the intent of at least checking the four of you out. You are definitely the target of its movement.
Pete's
There
gonna
was,
start stowing gear away from us. So if we
Yeah, if it wants to check if it's intending on investigating us, and I kind of get that impression, I'm going to probably try to nudge Sky to see if I can kind of get her more back to where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Gyro's
Sky,
gonna
Gyro. Yes, you were next.
Gyro's
Yes.
gonna make a point to at least step in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Because if this thing attacks, they're probably the best one to be hit.
Absolutely. That makes perfect sense. You step out into the front. Sky, do you allow yourself to be herded back to the group?
Well, she's going to be quite off guard, considering how it's like, oh, you got entranced and you didn't notice.
Yep.
Okay.
All of a
notice the
sudden-
fleeing Ferengi.
So-
All of a sudden, somebody touches your shoulder and it's like, whoa. Oh, yeah. Okay. What?
That's going to cause more than a few different mental conflicts in her head.
Sure. Yeah.
She's not going to react immediately to much of anything.
Okay. You just let yourself be led.
Well, if lead is I got you by the the actual working arm, and we're walking this way,
Lead
she'll let it
slash drag.
happen.
Yeah.
But she's not going to cognitively follow anything, and
Right.
she's kind of more of an inner turmoil.
Okay. Absolutely.
I mean, would there be a way for me to tell that it wasn't the current effect that's impacting, but just still kind of a little more mental confusion? Because I know I wanted Sky kind of now a little bit,
What you
just not in that
notice
kind of bliss state.
is that as this thing comes closer, that effect, that sound goes away. You realize it was still going. It was never the Taurus rising that was making that noise. It was this thing.
Hmm.
And as it comes around that final time, and Gyro, you're looking up at it, and behind you is your crew, and it starts to carve towards you.
If I could add one more thing.
Yep.
I'm assuming that there's options as far as where I could be standing.
Yes.
I'm particularly looking for something that might be insulated.
Okay, yeah.
Because there's a chance this is electrical.
Yep, there is every chance. This is an electromagnetic field, absolutely.
Like I said, Gyro's probably the best one to be hit by this thing of everybody here.
And Pete probably has the most experience.
I would actually not give you that one because
and that's an engineering
He's
joke.
engineer.
Because what's probably would happen as things start drifting a little closer, we get a little closer to the end of the internal conflict, and she'd realize there's an electrical threat present.
And at that exact moment, yeah, mid thought, as you guys are all in this sort of looking around, trying to figure out what's going on. Out of the forest behind you, you hear the glorting, horrible sound of Romulan disruptors. 3 shots. One at
None of us
Pete.
have anything.
One of them at well, it gets far worse than this.
Oh, so yeah. Speaking of
One of
most
them at
experience,
and one at Solan, and one at Gyro.
That's 4.
It is 4. I said 3, but that's because there's only 3 Ulans, and there's also a Centurion. All of them shot. The thing is, they get to re-roll any failures. So that one gets a re-roll.
they got the drop on
That
this.
one gets 2. So, well, it's not that. It's because the commander gives them the ability to have a re-roll.
Oh, lovely.
Am I just not
Are
seeing?
you posting this to chat
No,
or to GM?
I realize as I'm doing, because they're currently hidden, the rolls don't show. Once I show them, they'll appear. But,
Ah, nice.
Okay, cool.
Nope, still missed, and 2 successes. Okay, so now I will unhide them.
So that's why we weren't allowed near the bottom of the screen.
Yeah. See, what's
Yes.
happening is the screen has shatter broken, and we are now loading the battle sequence. You can hear the music and everything, and it just says still loading in the
Yeah.
bottom.
There
PS1.
we go.
Oh, so you're doing FF7 battle music?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think of Legend of the Dragoon where the screen just melts.
Okay, I like that better. We'll do that one.
So, where is the...
Ah, we can see the very obvious leader.
Yes, the very obvious leader. Well, the thing is with Romulans, they are, the way that they dress, they are very obvious leaders.
Yeah. With the Federation, it's separated by, friggin' role, tactical engineering, science. But yeah, their whole, oh God.
These are big numbers.
I rolled one too many. The last one doesn't count because out of all of them, Gyro got missed. But
We're all in the way.
Pete, you take 3 stress, and you are knocked down by this hit as it strikes you.
I have not actually recovered a single point of stress. I'm at 5 now.
You were. That's right. You were still low, and yeah, you don't recover unless because this is all still technically the same day. Second,
How is it
Sky.
technically the same day? Because it's like days
haven't-
ago.
There hasn't been a
Would I
heal
not have-
that nobody's medicked him. So this is basically what I meant.
Yeah.
Sky, you take 2
I mean,
stress, and
Would
you
I
are
not have
also
noticed
knocked down.
during the look over before?
That's true. Yeah, you're right. You did specifically ask. So yeah, take what you were damaged back originally. So just take the
Okay.
damage from this. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Solana.
Because that's actually from the disruptor shot from the first
from the
episode.
first fight. Yeah, he would
I
have.
was,
fixed
I
that.
was
You in the
wondering
first
why your
episode.
HP was always like that. Yeah.
Yes. No. Yeah. We fixed that. We'll fix that. And then Solan, this is what you get for being a hero. You take 4 stress and are knocked down.
Yeah.
Gyro, it
Wow,
misses you.
that's not the one
The
I
4th
knew.
one splatters into the ground in front of you, breaking the sand up into mush. You turn around, look behind you, and behind rocks and trees, there are 3 Romulan Ulans and a Centurion. 2 of the Ulans are actually injured. It appears from the landing, even the parachute landing damaged 2 of them.
Oh, they hot
Dolan
dropped.
recorded no health left.
This is the hot drop.
It's
Yes.
fine.
Yeah. Are you at?
It's a
You're not
6
at-
out of 10.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
It's just
Oh,
the
he
top UI is taking some time to load.
Yeah. It's all good. I knew he wasn't dead.
Oh wait, and I'm knocked down.
And you are all knocked down. Yes. It's a free action to stand up, so it doesn't. You'll still be able to attack. It just means you won't be able to aim as a free action. Also, I will remind you, you guys have got 6 momentum, so you can use that for extra die, extra damage. You can, as your first officer, you can direct attacks by using momentum to help somebody else do stuff. Remember,
Oh,
all
boy.
of those things. So
Oh boy.
there is as you remember, there's no set initiative in this game. They had their surprise round. It is now your turn. So who's going first? Oh, just before this, I mentioned this. The ball lightning that was coming down at the split second of that first round, it bounces and heads back up into the sky. It's gone.
Okay. We have no phasers.
Yep,
Yep.
no weapons.
Those jackasses have weapons.
You see Gyro like clench their fist, and you like hear a faint pop,
Yep.
but they kind of relax and untense their hand.
Yep.
And I'm just going to call out to them. Are you going to be bigger people, or are you going to keep shooting until you run out of power?
Give me presence and command as you attempt to command. Remember, you've got momentum. You can burn it to get
And-
extra dice.
Check focuses and
My
value.
focus is guerrilla tactics, diplomacy, composure.
Diplomacy
Yeah.
absolutely works. So yeah, with focus, and you got 6 momentum.
The group I hang around with would call this diplomancing.
That's what bards do because it's magical.
Mhm.
Okay, because it's
Gyro,
been
yes.
a while since we've had to do this much. What am I doing?
You automatically get to roll 2d20s against presence and command. But because this is going to be difficult, it's going to require more than 2 successes for this to work. Right? You're going to need, I'll tell you, normally I wouldn't, but you're going to need 3 successes for this to work
You need
to
get focused
at
on.
least get them to stop shooting. So you have your focus, so those count as multiples each success that you have. But if you burn a momentum, you can see it on the page. There's 6 of them. For each one you burn, you can add a die to roll. Or after you roll, you can burn one to add 1 point of damage if you do damage to somebody. But that's not really the effect you're going for here. So,
Okay. Let's roll the focus then.
okay. And are you gonna? Okay. 1 success.
Which is 2.
Yes, it is, which is 2, but it is still unfortunately not enough. You yell that out, and you are greeted with just a laugh. Hey, Deadassy Gamer, thank you. Hi, how you doing? Welcome to the show. We're playing Star Trek Adventures, and they are in a gunfight, except they don't have any guns. So you yell out at them, kind of basically call them out. The Centurion yells back, "Oh, just die!" And then you
And
hear,
then I'm going to respond to them. We did nothing to you.
and as you say that, you hear, and you hear the Centurion has now dropped to the ground. He's no longer visible, and the 3 Ulans are looking at each other and looking over where the Centurion was, and kind of stepping behind trees. They're definitely not shooting, but it was nothing to do with what you said.
Huh.
What did the 4 of you do?
Look at the others. Well,
As you look around at each other in complete confusion, you hear another one.
Yeah.
And
Pete's
another
actually-
Romulan goes down.
Pete's actually going to go over to the stowed gear because he didn't realize he was going to fucking need it.
Yeah.
To grab a suitably sized wrench or spanner
Yeah.
because he's going to have to go all, line brawl on these guys.
Yeah.
And for his actual action, he's going to take a moment to recover.
Yep.
And I have to
Absolutely.
figure out how
So
to
What
do
I was
that.
going to say is even kind of
that's
as you got up to
fitness
go over
of
to your
command.
toolbox.
Fitness and command, a difficulty of 2. You gain 1 resistance for every effect die that you roll.
We also have momentum, if that even applies.
Not. Hold on a second.
And yeah, you can use momentum on any roll.
Okay, so fitness and command, difficulty 2.
Yep. So for as long as you get 2 or more, this will work. 2 more successes.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to use a momentum in order to get the stress
Yep. Absolutely.
off there. Oh, I fumbled.
Oh,
How does
man.
that work?
Yeah.
So I get more stressed?
And you were busy like in your toolbox and you cut yourself on something your personal little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a physical thing. It's just that you suddenly have that moment, that brain fart moment where you can't remember where anything is and how to use the pen. You put the
that
wrong
happens
side
to me
of
all
the
the time already. I
EpiPen.
know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, you put the
Yeah.
wrong side of the EpiPen against your skin and shoot the air. You just have that moment, and that adds to your stress. It doesn't physically cause you any more harm, but it certainly stresses you out. So yeah, 1 more stress. Why not?
So, yeah, basically he just jabbed himself with the wrong thing,
Yeah.
and now he's tripping a little bit worse.
Yeah. Solan.
So seeing that we've definitely, Pete's been shot possibly again.
Yep.
This is twice I've been shot now, so I've got 2 holes in my uniform.
Well, yeah, you got 2 holes unless they just hit you in the same spot the second time.
just that one spot, eh?
Ow!
Hey, just be glad they didn't shoot you in the ass. You don't want a hole there.
That happened in our second Ironsworn game.
So as Pete's gonna reach in doing that, I'm just gonna try to do what he can with his arm, knowing I guess that all of our electronics have kind of failed at this point.
Yep.
So it's gonna be, instead of the thing that just kind of knits muscle and whatever together, it's gonna be whatever I can do instead.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just straight up.
So I think it's reason medical still or something else.
Absolutely, yeah. Reason and medical, but this is real first aid. Thank you so much for the subscription. I've got the beep beeps turned on, so I didn't notice until I just looked over there. But thank you so much. You have missed a lot. It will all be on YouTube, but the short answer is they're in really deep doo-doo. That's the real problem.
So between emergency medicine and surgery as focuses, I think I can use one.
Oh, yes, you certainly can. Yeah, focus the heck out of this and heal some stuff for us.
Oh, sure. I'll also use point of momentum just to
Burn the
really
momentum. Absolutely.
hammer the
So
point
let me just
home.
take one of those off there for you. There we go.
Sorry, there should be 2 off of that.
Should
I
I?
use
Use
one.
medicine.
I can't alter it.
You can't? Oh, you should be able. Oh, well, I thought you could. Anyway, 2 successes. Yes. So you give him back 2 an additional. Well, unfortunately, nothing on the additional. So yes. How many points does that give back? Or do you roll a task die?
Yes. Is it a task die instead?
Or challenge die? I don't know. I
Hold on a sec.
never played this system before. I don't remember. You guys have never healed anybody before.
I healed him the first round.
Difficulty 2, gain 1 resistance for every effect rolled. Recover ability to avoid an injury. Recover 2 stress per momentum.
There you go. So 2 stress for momentum burn. So you gain 2 stress back.
Right.
One momentum. There you go. That makes sense.
Cool.
As you do that, as you're sort of literally putting bandages on him, and you're remembering back to your very first day of medical school, thinking, "What kind of primitive place would I have to be in to learn how to tie a bandage?" Except Vulcan and emotionless.
Probably the person who probably paid the more attention to that.
The most
Anybody
attention.
else in the
I
classroom, but
always
whatever.
knew this would come in very useful someday. That's more Vulcan. But yeah, as you're doing that, you hear out in the trees a third. And the last Romulan is just now backing away from something in the trees, and he starts to point his pistol at it and then drops it and just puts his hands up. No, no, no. Sky and Gyro, you haven't actually acted yet. What do you do?
Well, one has to. There's two things I was considering here. One, the interesting part of she would have some degree of worry about the extent of her injury, because I
Yeah.
could just imagine that she actually got shot in the right arm. So it's
Yep.
like, how hurt am I?
Yeah,
I
you
don't
wouldn't
even know.
Yeah. What is
With
your
that, it's like
immediate reaction to that? Yeah.
Well,
This is fast, right?
that
This
is her
going-
first
yeah.
thing with
Yeah.
it. So with it, she doesn't know how much she's hurt,
Yep.
and then she doesn't know why everyone else is getting hurt,
Mhm.
and she doesn't know why she got distracted there, and everything is just going totally wrong. And
You're
then
your
there's
Marching my
newfound
buzz.
confidence.
then there's this next part that she's currently being attacked by a threat that's dangerous.
Yes.
They are visibly being attacked by a threat that's more dangerous.
Yes.
The best place to be is not here. The other
Yes.
direction is better.
Yes.
So seek cover the other way.
Yes. Okay. So you move behind everybody else. Perfect.
She needs time to re-inspect the situation.
Processing
Maybe
time.
see how well she actually is doing herself. 'Cause She
Absolutely.
doesn't know that. She needs more information, and standing here is the worst place to get it.
Absolutely. Gyro, what do you do?
Gyro's gonna start marching towards that last Romulan.
Okay.
Like,
And
their demeanor might be a little bit off-putting because, like, they're stone-faced calm,
yep. Just
but you can see one of their hands is clenched in a very tight fist,
yep.
and it's already kind of been established that Gyro is the strongest person here.
Well,
Yep.
That's a murder walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. So as you approach, this means you're the only one that sees this. You are prepared to commit violence upon this person. They haven't even had the decency to turn and look at you. You haven't even registered as a threat, damn it. When this sort of reddish blur comes out of a bush and you just hear, I kill you! And a tiny Ferengi launches with all his teeth and grabs the Romulan by the throat. And he puts one hand on his forehead and one hand on his chest and just goes, and shoves him back. Dead.
A terrifying little goblin.
He hits the ground, turns and looks at you and says, I'm with Salan.
Gyro's just gonna stop, like, okay.
I hate Ferengi. Salan,
Right.
hi!
He hates Romulans.
Romulans.
He's a Ferengi.
Yeah, I am a Ferengi. I hate them too. Especially my brother. He's an ass. You had to bring that up, though. We just met, and right away. Yeah, your brother hates you. Thank you. I never even met you. What's your name? You're a dick.
Oh,
As someone who doesn't know that much about Star Trek, I am confused, but Gyro is understanding what this is.
oh,
The Star Trek fans are going, that's not a Ferengi. Yeah, he's changed. Solan broke him, but yeah.
oh, it's only be better because I told him that Gyro was his ticket out.
Yes, yeah.
So this is about to be a very
Oh.
interesting introduction.
Oh, shit. Oh, I am not having a good day. It's very nice to meet you. The name's Grok. I have a lot of money.
Gyro's just gonna slowly hold out their hand to shake.
It's this way,
Sky is
right?
still missing.
Yeah, you have it right.
Okay.
Sky is
Interesting.
still missing.
Yeah, that other one ran off in the trees somewhere back there. These
Gyro's
things are
gonna-
amazing. You think we could sell them? And he's pointing at the toroids on the...
Probably not.
Yeah, the upkeep would be terrible.
Anyway, Joe's gonna turn to the others, whoever's still here, Do what you guys can to recover. I'm gonna go see if I can find Sky. And she's gonna look at the Ferengi. You stay with them. Maybe keep your distance from Pete,
Which one's
Oh
Pete?
yeah,
the one that keeps glaring at you out the blue.
I saw him before. He's all dirty eyes and then he's nice again. He's weird. You mean he's not a dick all the time? Sometimes he's nice. I'm sorry, I shouldn't talk about him like that. He's right there, isn't he? Like right there.
Just keep your distance from him if you feel threatened. And
Okay.
Jaros is gonna walk off to find Sky.
And he just starts sidestepping out of
Pete's
Pete's
finally
range.
at this point. Pete has finally decided which wrench he's going to use, and he's picked the largest one.
That's like a 39 millimeter. That's huge.
It's for self-stealing stem bolts.
It is. I know that. Like $29.75 retail. I know. I can get it for you for $28.50 though, but I get 10%. No, wait, that makes it more expensive. I suck at this.
Jeez Louise, it's like one of those greasy, used car salesmen.
You think so, really? Oh, that's the nicest thing anybody ever said to me.
That is out of character. That's what he's making me think. I'm just thinking of Matilda.
Also, Gyro isn't present enough to actually make the comment, but yeah.
Either way, I've responded to everything in this character. I love this character. He didn't exist before tonight, and I love him.
Pete goes over to Grog. He's like, "Hey, Pete Sakes, nice to meet you." Gives him an exuberant handshake. Halfway through, Fox peeks out, and she glare, and then continues the shake.
Oh, you know, it's not nice to make people soil themselves like that. That's not good.
Maybe you shouldn't eat so much before a fight here, bud. You know, it's.
I didn't know there was going to be a fight.
Well,
I ate during the fight, actually. I ate during the fight. They hate that when I do that back on our home planet. I go to the bar and I get drunk. I kill like 24 people. It's awful.
You might want to put a curb on that. Or maybe
I know I had to quit drinking.
Someone's going to have to explain this to me later.
This is not Ferengi. This is not
Ferengi at all. No, this is the worst
Goblin.
Ferengi ever. That's the joke for the Star Trek people here. The rest of you just enjoy this character. For the Star Trek person, this is the most broken Ferengi that's ever existed.
Yeah, a Ferengi that should have been born on Klonos.
Yeah, this makes Quark's brother look qualified.
Anyway, I'm looking for
the
Sky.
hardcore fans. Yes, looking for Sky. Sky, how far away did you run?
Well,
How long
I
has it
said
been?
the two biggest things I needed to worry about was how hurt am I and how much is that going to impair what's going to happen?
Yep.
And otherwise, I need information. So I don't expect I would have gone that far.
Okay. So what information are you trying to gather?
Well, one was how am I doing, but
Yep.
also there was the whole there's a threat there that's taking out armed people. Go a distance away enough so it's not going to take me out.
Yep.
But I need to figure out how to deal with this threat.
Absolutely.
So apparently the threat is friendly, but it's not like Sky knows that.
No, absolutely not. No. You watch Grok for a couple minutes, and you know of the Ferengi. They're not new to you. But this one is different. The way this one moves.
Well, might be stepping on you a bit there. I don't expect she would have actually been able to. There's something going on over there, and the gyro kind of got in the way of all the stuff that was going on over there, and then everyone else got in the way of stuff going on over there.
Yeah.
And
But there's stuff going on over there.
Started realizing she knows nothing of what's going on.
Yep. So you said you were a distance away, and you kind of looked back. Is that the idea?
She's half trying to actually see what's going on behind a rock or something, while half worried about how her arm is doing.
Absolutely,
and the other one is becoming more of a priority because it's like, I don't know what I can offer, and I can't even figure out what's going on.
Well, the physical damage is such that the doctor is going to have a look at it. You have taken you've taken some wounds, is for sure. You're going to have to, Solana is going to have a go at you before you are recovered. Yeah. But what you gather about this Ferengi is he is atypical in every way you could possibly imagine.
So
well, the Ferengi are fairly small as a race.
Yeah. So I
But
can
this
actually
one,
imagine from my positioning,
Yep.
I'm not even seeing the blur that's going on being weird over there. I might hear a voice I don't recognize, but I've got like nothing on them yet.
well, I mean, you said you were peeking out from behind a rock. I'm willing to give you some information.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like between the fact that even though Pete and Gyro are both fairly large, I
Yeah.
mean, at this point there's enough going on that you'd be able to, see the person
He's
that we're
moving
talking
around.
to.
Yeah, he's moving around while you're talking to them for sure.
Yeah.
But
Ferengi
yeah,
don't
he's
sit still. Ferengi don't
he-
sit still.
No, he's hyper, which is a Ferengi trait, but he is physical. Like when he gets like he's looking for a place to sit down, he like pulls a log out by himself and sits on it.
I was more up to the idea that she wasn't getting much, and she's gonna get whatever you're
Okay.
thinking of giving her. When Gyro decides to be like, "Yeah, it's safe to come out now. You can
Okay,
come check
so yeah,
this out."
Gyro, you arrive behind the rock. Yeah.
Can I see him pull that log?
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm guessing it looks a little bit surprising. Is like medically, it's like, I mean, maybe the muscle mass is there, but wow, okay.
Yeah, you're doing like you're looking at the arm length and stuff, and they are not built like chimps. Like he doesn't have a leverage advantage. That was pure power.
Oh,
Gyro, you come around the rock and find Sky ruminating behind a rock.
Just gonna look at them. It's safe to come out now.
Oh. What about the thing that's beating them up, though?
You don't have to worry about him. He's on our side for now.
Oh, that. Why are we missing all this stuff? Because all their stuff's broken. We don't get information anymore. This sucks. So she's a little grumpy. She stumbles out.
Yep.
She follows what's going with everything, and then gets whatever.
Yeah, then the information comes forth. So yes. Solan and Pete, yeah, you watch this tiny Ferengi just pull this like 400 kilo log out for a place to sit. Plunks down. Oh, what a day.
Yeah.
These woods are really scary.
man.
Yeah, they are.
So is there anything that that you saw before you met me at least that we haven't necessarily met yet?
There's these little sort of ant things, bird things, and they're in bushes. They're weird. I watched a couple of them.
What
It
did
looks
you
like she has a
notice them
headache
do?
now.
So, I'm sorry, what was that?
Gyro is going to gently put their hand on Sky's left shoulder and push them towards Solan. Just very carefully.
Yeah.
It's like, go see the doc, please.
Yeah. She'd definitely be one to at least follow instructions. So, yep. Especially because, as we mentioned, she's been trying to figure out how much she's hurt anyways.
Yep.
Solan is... no, not Solan. Fuck. That's not my character.
No.
Gyro is going
have to play yours.
look at everybody and see how they are. Like, especially the dog.
Yes. Everybody except you, Gyro, has taken physical damage.
I am confused by that.
Also, for the record, I'm exactly where I started.
But
Back
you,
7 of
I know, but technically you weren't because we just forgot to heal you before. So yeah,
Mhm.
you the left shoulder is fine. The right shoulder now has the matching scars. I should have put it. I should have. Yeah.
Just matching holes
Yeah.
in each shoulder.
Yep.
So, looking a little on the shameful side, this guy's going to approach Solon.
I mean, it's a disruptor shot, so it's not subtle.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
There's
bleeding
sections
and
of
you're
you that have
scarred.
ceased to be.
Yeah.
Disruptors break you up at the cellular level. So yeah, they're ugly wounds.
Yeah.
They hurt like
It
hell
does.
as well.
Well, the problem for her is they won't.
And it depend where you were hit. And yeah, we decided
Yeah.
yes, you're hitting your dead-ish arm. So yeah.
You would have noticed a lack of, or a bit of mass disappearing, and the fact that there is now a chunk of your arm gone.
Yep.
Gyro's just gonna look at everyone. I suggest we at least take a moment to recover. There's no point pushing ourselves too far. And then they're gonna walk over to the Romulans, and if they have a gun that is different than the ones I gave Pete, I'm gonna take that and give it to Pete. So here, have a new toy.
There are 3 blasters left. One of them was destroyed in Grok's attack, or 3 disruptors left. They have half charge and dropping, so they'll probably work for another 6 to 12 hours.
I'm mostly just giving Pete new toys.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I know that Starfleet's going to take all of this from me, and I'm never going to get to keep any of it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like learn what I can, because 5 years down the road, I might be doing a seminar at Starfleet Academy about them.
I already know their communication is not going to work.
Yep.
That's kind of why we were here in the first place.
You got that right. Absolutely.
Comm badges are no good.
Kind of keeping an eye up on that that kind of vertical where we saw that lightning ball from earlier, seeing if it comes back now that the shooting stopped.
Yeah. Good call, because you look up and it is about halfway down the column, just doing slow circles watching you. You just feel watched, but it is not coming any closer.
Okay.
And Solan, as you look up, you feel a electromagnetic wave. Most people would say a wave of emotion washed over you, but you're a Vulcan. You feel an electromagnetic wave pass through your brain. And you realize it's a message, or an attempt at a message. And it's not an attempt to calm you like it was before. It seems to be attempting, in the humans, you would expect this to lead to trust.
So Solan would notice that he's got because it's not that Vulcans don't have emotion, it's just that they've trained themselves to suppress it. So he'd know that this is what he's experiencing, that he'd have this this dopamine burst or whatever it is.
Exactly, yeah. You recognize the chemical change in your brain, but you don't react. You don't allow yourself to react to it. But you realize what it's trying to do is tell you that it trusts you. And then it starts to lift back up into the clouds. Turns out Pete was right. It was more like a watchdog than anything else.
Guy is still wondering if what needs to medically be done about her arm, considering how much medical stuff her arm's been going through anyways.
Yep.
So
well, we can, for the purposes of mechanically,
distracted.
We're just going to have the doc do a round of healing, I think, was probably the plan.
Yep.
And
yeah. And I mean, even if something might have been noticed, if you were paying attention, his attention's kind of elsewhere, and it's kind of him just kind of wrapping with bandage, even if it's the arm that you would expect him to be like, what's going on there? It's like not really paying too much attention to that.
Yep. Absolutely. So go ahead and do the roll. Anybody that needs a heal, get in line.
Roll again?
Actually, I think Solan can do it and get you more.
Because he can go with focus.
Yeah.
With focus and then burn momentum to heal. So you guys still have 4 momentum. Oh, actually, you got 2 more from this, so you're back up to 6 momentum.
Oh, that was a roll of 1, by the way. There was a 1 in that. So absolute critical plus plus that's focus. So how much does that give?
Well, critical total. Counts as 2, so you actually got 3.
Pretty much with that 1 roll, he had time to patch both of us up. And then take a look at. And
I just realized what we're. Yes, this is how it is supposed to be done, but I'm going to do the take 20 version of this that comes from, I think, Pathfinder. You're not under any time pressure. You've got the rest of the day to fix these people up. So everybody, including yourself, is going to go back to full health at the end of this.
It's take the 10, by the way.
Yeah.
Depends which system you're using. Take 24 or 20 was the way that I was always taught it. Is it take 10 officially in Pathfinder?
Yeah, take 10. Take 10 minutes to do something, and you get a 10 on the ability roll.
Oh, okay. And this was a modifier on that, which was take 20 to get a nat 20. So
I have a player in my D&D campaigns that abuses that.
Of course, yes.
So I'm gonna have to cancel that out. Anyway. Back
Anyway.
to Star Trek.
Yes, for this purpose of this, I just want you guys healthy again. So go ahead and take all of your hit points back, all of your stress back.
It's a natural medical process, though, so it's not like Solon's using any kind of
There's no tricorder, there's no reconstructive surgery. This is bandages and splints and...
It also means Solon doesn't need any in-depth knowledge of how does she work.
No,
Is
this
she a
is staunch.
carbon-based life
This
form?
is staunch the
stuff will
bleeding
work.
and splint the broken stuff. This is first aid. Yeah.
Okay.
Apply biomedical gel.
Yeah, exactly. And with that, as you finish healing yourselves up, Grok keeps sort of shuffling, looking bored, sitting still, and finally he says, "Well, if you guys aren't going to open it, I will." And he starts walking directly towards the stack of toroids that is still rotating in the gathering gloom of the evening.
Open what?
The door! That's why you're here, right?
Oh,
Oh,
no,
shit.
there's another door.
Actually, I'm going to follow Gyro.
Gyro.
Gyro, Joe,
Gyro.
it was earlier, yeah.
Joe?
You called it, that was yourself. You said Joe does this, so I thought, cool. That's
No,
the
I was.
the new
I
diminutive.
almost said Salan earlier. Like, no, that's not my character.
Before
It
that,
was
you
earlier
actually
on,
said Joe.
Yeah.
You did actually, yeah.
Oh.
I caught that.
Anyway.
What happened? No, what
It's
happened
okay.
there
Let's keep going.
is that it almost sounded like Joe. Your microphone skipped. The
Oh,
Jai
right,
got
yeah,
missed.
gyro,
It sounded
okay.
like
That
Joe.
would make
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. There you go. Either way. What?
So we're
Gyro
all-
is
you
going
do?
to try and kind of cut in front of the Ferengis. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna open it. Just calm down.
Mm.
Okay, because it's right in the middle there. It's just like it's right there, and it's like...
We don't know how any of this will react if we go through the door. We need
Not gonna
everyone
react. It's
present.
just stuff. And he's like waving towards, like he's trying to reach around you, and he's trying to just wave at the toroids. You can't feel them or nothing. I was here earlier.
It's not so much the toroids, it's the friggin' lightning ball we're worried about.
Oh, that thing. Yeah, he's pissed off. Yeah, for sure. He tried to kill me earlier.
Well, at the
Can't
least,
imagine why.
it seems to trust us now.
Yeah. At the sound of lightning trying to kill me off,
Yes.
Sky is going to be like not inclined to get any closer.
Before she takes
Wow,
off,
that
again,
one
really
goes. That
pale.
one runs away a lot.
before Sky takes off again, Pete grabs her by the collar. It's like,
Oh, no,
stay
no.
here, rabbit.
She's not going to run away. She's just gone dead pale and is practically a statue. She doesn't want to take another step closer. Not to something that sounds that dangerous. Not of that danger specifically.
Gyro is
I
going
mean,
to
Salon
look
did
back.
try to let them know that the ball kind of seemed to trust us.
Okay, you
So I
did
don't know
let
if
them
that
know?
changes
Absolutely.
anybody's.
Yeah.
Perfect. So
Gyro
Gyro,
looks at Salon. Do you want me to go first, or would you like to go first?
I thought I was going first.
No.
Considering this thing managed to just hypnotize her, and then having someone like, oh, it told me it's fine, that's not going to be high on her believability list. That
Yeah.
sounds suspicious as hell.
Well, I mean, Salon says it's okay. We should just do this. Come on.
I mean, we're best friends with little creatures that live in shrubbery. This is not the weirdest.
Is that what you did yesterday?
We've
Did you find
already
the ship?
it's like we've already formed pack bonds with 2 other life forms on this planet. What's another one?
Gyro looks at Salon. The little creatures, when they're
Monday?
outside of the bush, they're not very smart.
Oh,
But the bushes are hive minds. We have allies.
oh my.
And, like, again, because
I can
Gyro is...
Kevin's
because
impression being the NPC.
Again, because Gyro is really strong, they're just going to casually grab the Ferengi by the shirt
Hey,
while not paying attention to him. So if he starts walking, he's just going to doing stop.
Oh, come on. That's not fair.
No. If you did say that you would let me open the door, so
You
so
said
Salon's
that
going
it
to.
trusts us. why not have someone that it communicated with go first? Or would you rather I go first in case it is hostile?
Well, both of us seemed, well, at least I wasn't affected. I'm unsure what happened with you the first time we encountered.
It did not affect me.
So at least us both going first would be a good idea, potentially.
I can go first too. I'm expendable. They tell me that all the time.
The last thing I need is more electrical. She trails off at that.
Mm-hmm.
Gyro's going to look back. Would you like to have someone hold your hand? Your working one. They're being completely serious, by the way.
Wow.
Even Kevin's expression there just
No,
shows.
that was Grok, and he looked up and said, "Wow, you're kind of a dick too."
They're not even realizing that it was
You,
bad to say that.
yeah.
I mean, they did say you want someone to hold your working hand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Actually, this is probably the best line ever. Too soon.
Too
If you're
soon,
sure.
yes.
I would think almost at that point the doors opened.
You just kept walking, did you?
See when you open.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I mean,
Okay, as you keep walking in,
Jared didn't say no.
yeah, as you keep walking forward, you find out that Grok was telling the truth. These toroids do not make any kind of physical contact when you walk through them. They're like holograms, right? They do not exist in the physical sense. They're just a manifestation of an energy field.
So when we pass through them, it's like nothing happens.
It is
no
zero
interaction
connection.
whatsoever.
It's like a double
So it's
exposure
kind of like
on
VR
film.
that you
Like
kind of see
there's
something come at you, but it's like not actually there.
there's never any connection
Okay.
between the two
Again, like
states that you're in.
clouds.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like, well, clouds. There is
You don't
actual
even get wet.
physical movement.
Yeah. Yeah. But yes, I get what you mean by clouds, and yes, it's very much like that. And as you step through, you see sitting right on the pole, there is a circular disc in the ground, about 3 meters across, and it has the shield and animals and protective rays symbol. And the shield is the Starfleet shield. Solan, you've not seen this before. The other three, this was on the ball, the original one with the original shield, and then when you guys were inside the room, you saw it change when it asked if you were the new caretakers, and it changed to the Starfleet shield. This is that symbol on the door going into the pole of this planet.
How's the block reacting? Or does it at all? Because
It is not. It is
Blocky.
completely inert
Blocky.
at this
Okay,
point.
Still inert.
Yeah.
Gyro's
He's still dead set that it's a key.
Yeah.
Whether he's right or not, he doesn't care. He's gonna check.
Gyro's
There.
gonna let go of the Ferengi and follow Salon.
So
Guy will
without
potentially make her way. It's as you know, there's no visible threat yet, but she's going to. It doesn't matter how much they aren't dangerous. She will put dramatic effort to ensure that the little bolts of lightning soaring around don't even get an ounce close to her.
Oh, it's way still up in the sky. It hasn't come down at all.
Okay, I thought we were mentioning. Oh, you could walk through this. No, she's not.
It's the
Oh
it's
no,
the
that's
toroids.
the green toroids,
The donuts.
the
Yeah,
donuts.
those-
Yeah, those are still
those-
there. So yeah.
Yeah, those she's not going to touch either because they seem into an electrical system. She's not getting half an ounce close to those.
Well,
So-
you got to get. If you're gonna get into this door, you're gonna have to walk through them.
She has to walk through them.
Yep.
There isn't a way to like dodge through.
Nope. There's thousands of them.
But
Well-
they're not affecting any of us.
Grok sees you stop. He comes over and looks up at you, and he says, "It's okay to be scared. I'm scared all the time. You want my hand?"
Oh.
I won't even charge you. Like normally, it's like 10 to go across the street. But I want it like free. You see, Solan, I'm getting better.
when the thing turns around to go say hi to Salan, my character is going to be all like, well, need to make this quick. So before it turns around, before our NPC friend here, Grok, that was the name,
Yes.
turns around again,
Yes.
she's already through it, trying to spend as little time in that area as possible.
Let's just get this over with.
Grok turns to Pete and says, "Works every time." And turns around to start following her in. You coming, Pete?
Oh yeah, Pete's come. He was actually going to take up the rear in case Rabbit took off again.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nickname for
His
Sky.
new name is Rabbit Grok.
Well, no, Sky.
Oh, Sky is Rabbit. Okay.
So yeah, if Sky was going to stay like indecisive, I was like, "You coming, Rabbit?" But yeah, no.
Oh, that's cold. You are a dick.
The ears.
With ears like this, I can hear you from half a mile away. I can hear what you think. Oh, by the way, because he knows you know. He's, oh, by the way. Their ears are an
erogenous zone.
Yes, thank you. That's the correct word for it. An erogenous zone. So he just rubbed his ear at Pete.
Pete Grab has one automatic socket wrench. And he just sort of like makes little pinching movements with it. It's like, don't make me.
Oh, okay. Let's go in the door. Let's go in that door. The door looks nice. And the door looks nice this time of year, doesn't it? Yeah, let's go. So
I don't think Gyro
first.
can hear all this, but somewhere in the back of their mind, like they go, "I have the impulse to facepalm." I don't know why.
As we're walking, Pete, in the sort of the internal monologue of Pete's sakes, Pete turns to Fox like, "That wasn't very nice there, bud. You're not being a very good neighbor."
As you
that was all Fox being a dick.
Yes, yeah. As you get close to the door, Grok starts looking sort of pensive and worried. I don't think I'm supposed to go in there. I'll wait out here for you guys.
There's a great way to alarm Sky.
No, don't worry. It's not you guys. You guys are supposed to go. I just don't think I'm supposed to go.
That's understandable.
But I'll wait out here because you guys are my ride, right? Like, I'll pay you. I told you I was...
Well, we were sent to rescue people, and
I'm a people.
Scott,
particularly two from Starfleet that we found half buried in cement.
I can be from Starfleet. How much does that cost?
I'm liking the
I feel like we've discussed
a
this.
scant view my character, my portrait here is giving,
Yeah.
because I could actually imagine that of myself.
Yeah,
And
sort of
like,
looking
I'm not
up-
going
yeah.
in there, and she'd be like, "It's only sentient things that can go in. You sure you don't feel up to being sentient?"
Yeah, it's okay, Grok. Only sentient creatures can go in.
That's exactly my worry. I couldn't get into the other place either.
Other?
That actually rings true if I remember the episode of Star Trek where they actually introduced the Ferengi. I think that's actually pretty close to true.
Yeah, I tried it. It's like Jello. It was like walking and you go, "Whoa," and Jello, and it pushed me out. And I like Jello, but not that Jello because I couldn't eat it.
Did you at least try to taste it?
Of course, I tried.
What did it taste like?
Energy, electricity is sort of zapped my tongue.
So
She
sour.
shudders.
Understood.
Sky just shudders right there.
Pete chuckles at the mental image of Grok chewing on an energy field.
Yeah, I know it was like, and his tongue is flapping in the wind, showing you all those thousands of sharp little teeth. Some
Sky's
of which
gonna
you
go
realize
find out
now
what
have little
Gyro's
bits of
doing.
Romulan still stuck in them.
Yeah, Sky's gonna go figure out what Gyro's doing.
Okay, so I'm gonna wait out here.
Pete resists the urge to say stay before going in.
As you walk away, he looks at you, and we'll do a cutaway scene as the four of you walk away. He goes and sits on a log. He says, I'm pretty sure that guy was going to say something rude to me at the end and then didn't. I think that's the case. I think that is. I think he was just a dick. Oh, well, we'll wait out here. They're probably going to die.
Well, he's
Anyway,
got big ears. He could hear the screams.
And with that, the four of you stand in front of the door. Because that's clearly what it is.
I was just looking at the disc or emblem. Okay.
So not overly. Well, he definitely says it's a door. So I'm kind of looking around the frame and the handle to kind of see.
There's a spot on one side where obvious if you could reach in and grab it, it's built into the shape of the shield, but if you grabbed it and twisted, it looks like there's a latch.
So hinges on the inside, I'm assuming.
Yes, yeah. It will open towards you. Or no, it will open away from you.
It'll open in.
Yeah.
Charo was just looking at the emblem. Okay. So it's connected all over the planet because that was very fast for this to change.
Change.
Starfleet Federation symbol didn't used to be on there, bud. That's
Well,
new. As of
what?
the first test. Kind of, expecting Salon to know that we were talking, that we were tested the first
You haven't
time.
had a chance. You haven't had a chance to get caught up. So yes, this is exactly that moment as you're standing in front of this door with
Charo is going to look
and
at
this tower of green toroids, 20 kilometers tall, whirling through you physically. Just boom, 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 boom,
So
boom, boom.
Sky has no interest in being out here, and if Solon isn't opening the door, she'll open it for him.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I kind of saw the hatch, but yeah, if one of them wants to open it, because I'm more looking at the door, so I could imagine one of them kind of going, "It's like, okay, we need to go in the door now."
Yeah, the one who's not liking this environment is like,
Yeah, the
if
door
this is
drops.
at least the same as the last one, that's better than out here.
Absolutely. The door drops, revealing a long tunnel that goes straight down.
Yeah, she's
There
going
is a spiral staircase cut in the side of it.
Yeah, she's going down. It's better than out here.
Everybody else going with?
Salon's
Crack,
initial
glow stick.
impression is to kind of look to the side to see if if the dimensions work, if that makes sense.
They
Because
do
if we open
not.
into a pathway down, it's like, what?
They
Okay,
do
so the dimensions do
this
not
makes
work.
no sense. That round door did this on its hinge, and now there's a flight of stairs here. The physics does
Yeah, there's a
not
flight of stairs
work.
there that should be like at the other side
Yeah,
of the hill, right?
the door should have hit it on the way down. Yeah.
That might be a lot for Solon to take in, but considering every time she faces this stuff, it's all like, welcome to mythology. She's
Yep.
already just accepted. Yeah, that
So
happens.
you're
Whatever.
you're heading down. Solan is a bit discouraged by the physics involved.
Pete
Pete-
pulls out a pair of glow sticks from the survival kit.
Yep.
He cracks one and keeps it, and
Yep.
or he cracks them both. Drops one down the staircase just to see how far down it goes, or if gravity is weird here.
You kind of fling it out into the open space to get an idea. This tube, because that's what it is, this staircase has got to be 30 meters across. And now you all realize as you do this that the physics does not work. Like this can't be here. It doesn't fit. But it is. And you see that glow stick just drop into darkness.
You-
4
you hear-
seconds later,
Yeah,
You
you hear
hear-
him. Yeah, timing.
4
how far
seconds.
down.
9.8 meters per second.
Yeah.
Well, 9.8 is Earth's gravity, so you don't need to use that.
But it's more. I'm going to make it easy. Make it 10, just to make it even faster because it's
Mhm.
even easier.
A little bit heavier.
So 30, 60, 100 meters
Yeah.
down.
It's bigger on the inside. Yeah.
So the mismatched geometry is frustrating.
Yep.
Pete's
But-
like, but this is kind of consistent.
Yeah, Sky's already gone.
Yep. You're heading down the stairs. The two of you are behind. Gyro, what are you doing?
Sky's at least keeping track of what she can gather from navigation.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
everything
yeah,
is of its own
research.
dimension, but at least whatever strange rules being applied is consistent.
And there's
So
not
that can be
electromagnetic energy
interpreted.
down here. So yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Things can be interpreted based upon patterns.
Yep. Gyro, what is your response?
Gyro is going to, when they go down the stairs, they're going to walk with Salon to catch them up,
Yeah.
explaining that the area that the survivors were talking about was essentially a bowl with a lid of energy. Or sentient matter can go in. If it's non-sentient, it can't come in or out. From what I remember.
Yep.
There was a jungle. There were creatures that make this whomping sound on the subsonic level audio. Inside were fake ruins that led into a room with technology that is incredibly ancient but doesn't make sense on a logical level. And like Gyro even makes a
the
point of
Romulan
saying
said
like,
doesn't make sense.
yeah. But Gyro even makes a point where some of the technology was removed from the wall where you could get power to them, and they still function as though nothing happened. And they didn't look portable. We did some tests, and an emblem came up, and then the emblem changed to have the Starfleet symbol.
If you
But
don't
that was
mind me
so far
asking,
away.
Could you describe what the emblem was?
I personally don't remember.
It was.
I mean, you can say you described the emblem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the only difference between what currently you saw on the door and the original emblem is that the original emblem, the shield that was protecting the things underneath it. There's a bunch of symbols of animals and creatures. Then there's this shield, and then there's these rays attacking that are being bounced off by the shield. The shield was originally blank, but after your interaction with the first set of puzzles, that shield has now been replaced by the Starfleet Federation shield. And it asked if perhaps after all this time someone had come along to take over the helm.
That's literally the Federation's job.
Yes, exactly.
Gyro does mention that they heard, or they looked at the technology, and they themselves, I'm not going to be able to say that word properly.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Pete made a comment about the progenitors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which for the Vulcans, I think, are mostly just conjecture / myth.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
think that's
One of the
their
progenitor
technology.
races, these ones that supposedly came before. What the other thing that you guys took away from this is that this tech is beyond anything at the current levels. And the current tech is pretty amazing, except right now because it's all broken on this planet. But your day-to-day lives are pretty technically amazing, but this stuff just leaves it in the dust.
Yeah. Pete was like literally like just fucking in awe.
Yeah. So as you work your way down this staircase, into the darkness, into who knows what, at least you know you're on your way to, what? Another test? Another puzzle? Another thing to discover? Whatever it is, it's going to have to wait until next week. Because that is where we're going to drop the curtain on tonight as the four of you descend into the unknown.
Big foreboding hole.
Thank
But
you
we
Where
fully
the-
dropped the
all
where this
so
time-
much.
Gyro's going to make one comment. None of this makes sense, and I hate it. And like they're kind
and
of
me
like
both.
holding their head as well, like they have a headache.
Pete in the back is like, I know, isn't it awesome?
Guy has no trouble with things being weird and mythical, and it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
My
Gyro
people have believed in
has a reason. Gyro
Yeah.
has a reason.
Yep.
Well,
Everybody's got
Sky-
reasons. Yep.
Sky is the reason why it's just like, yeah, I'll just run with it,
This is,
whatever.
you're fine with this. You're absolutely not fine with this. The one of them just wants to figure out what's going on, and the other one's like, "This is so cool."
Gyro's
This is the best first mission
Gyro's just
ever.
developing
Yeah.
a headache
Yeah, just
from all
one of
this.
these.
What I'll give you though is apparently this is the first time Sky is like, yep, going first. You guys have fun.
Oh,
Please tell me someone
with
gave them a
that,
glow stick.
The glow stick is down at the bottom waiting for you.
Yeah, I threw
Yeah.
a glow stick.
You
And
threw
I kept
one and
the
kept
other
one. Yeah, absolutely. For dramatic lighting effects.
Mhm.
Thank you all so much. Thank you again, Nick, Hellhounds 20, Lanny, and Bison. Thank you so much for joining me here on this game. We will see all of you next week for the next level, the next step in this particular adventure. But until then,
where you have the quiz set up so we can push buttons on Astral again.
it's a different quiz this time. There's going to be images, but we'll see. I got a week to figure out exactly how twisted I'm going to make it. So, in that week, enjoy that thought of me having a week to think about it. But until then, as always, please be nice to each other. Good night.
Night.